Hello Darklings. Vape mail arrived again. This one's come from a manufacturer. It is not, to my knowledge, available anywhere yet. This is a new one.
Yes.
And this is an Elipro.
I would say Elipro.
This is an Elipro.
Elipro.
Silence. It isn't available anywhere, and this is rather odd. It's rather interesting, I must admit. And they sort of said to me, "We got this. Would you like to have a look at this?" And they sent me a photo, and it's like, okay, you'll see what I mean in a bit.
This is a 2013 release.
Yes, which is a brand new design.
Which means, as it's very early January, we got it.
Yes, we have. Okay, so what you have up there is like an ego battery with a tank. Ego batteries and tanks not that old. You sort of think, you know, you can put sort of tanks on egos, fine. But they're always kind of top heavy, aren't they? Really, you know, they can topple over easy. Is there a cure for that? Well, hopefully this may address it. Obviously, it hasn't been used yet, as you can see. The difference being is that the tank there is actually attached to the battery, and if you did hear that, I do apologise. My youngest needs to listen when I say we're recording. So the tank's actually at the bottom on this, and the battery sits at the top with a mouthpiece. Now it's fed through a tube, but I'll explain that in a bit. The vapour's fed through a tube, I should explain. But there's your tank, and this one in particular holds 8 mil, which is a serious tank. It's getting on to the standard sort of like 10 mils. In fact, it's slightly bigger than that one. I think this one's a 5 mil on this one. So there you have that. If you'd like to hold that for me. Also in the box we have the head part of it, which is on there, which isn't small. I mean, let's be honest. Onto there. Now this does come with replaceable heads. So you know you can get replaceable heads from the manufacturer and from the UK, perhaps when they're out. But we don't need that yet.
Are they rebuildable? Doesn't look like, does it?
No, you just
no, that's not rebuildable.
But again, with these, I dare say someone will have a look at one of those and think, yeah, these can be rebuilt. Not me though, but some bright spark out there probably will. But what you do is literally you put your juice in, and this screws on the top, because all your battery is going to go on the top rather than underneath. You follow it? So let's put some juice in it.
Are those wicks going to be trapped in the thread?
We shall find out.
Okay.
If we can.
Let's get some juice.
Yeah. Now you don't need to worry about turning this one at an angle because there's no central bit in there at the moment.
Would it be an idea to dampen those?
In a bit, but first off we'll get some juice in here. Because what you can do with these, obviously, and most people do, is just give them a quick turn upside down. It's one of those indestructible bottles, is it, love?
Yeah.
Well, this is actually big enough. Do you want to use the pliers and take off the nipple?
There we go. There, I found the soft spot.
That'll do. That'll do. Chew, that'll do.
It's empty anyway, so.
You're going to wring it out in a minute. Okay, so you can see there is a little bit of thread actually on there, so let's have a look. See if we can actually get that down.
Maybe pull the. As you can tell, we haven't opened this or done anything with it.
Well, that then screws on like so.
Nice, easy thread on there.
Yes, it is. Make sure it's tight. Okay, now normally on the old tanks that would obviously go on the top, not with this one. I'll just place that down there for a minute. Take out the battery. Which looks just like an ego with a
funny end on.
Yeah,
that would normally be flat on a normal ego, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would.
Yeah, goes on that way round.
Yeah. So basically, the fire button part of it goes on that bit, which then screws down. So you can see it's got like an angle now going up towards the tank. So it's,
the temptation is to turn it upside down, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
but that is actually the right way up. Because as Julie says, normally you'd do it that way, wouldn't you?
And you'd have the mouthpiece coming out the top here, but it's totally
not.
flat.
No. No, this has a flute through the middle. Now it does come with 2 mouthpieces on this.
They're rather bog standard mouthpieces for put nice shiny on.
It won't go in now, do you? 5 up. You see on that one, can you see where the vapour is going to be going up through there? That's what makes it slightly difficult. Not difficult, sorry, that's the wrong word. Slightly different. So it has a central tube running right the way through, so you get the vapour up.
So the tube runs through the middle of the
right
battery?
through the battery, up the battery, yeah.
Okay.
Now the reason I say a normal 510 drip tip won't fit on there is because, as you can see, it is a wide aperture on there. That's much bigger than a 510 on that one.
Ah.
So then, yeah.
Would you? I'm trying to think of if there's any drip tips that would fit.
All right, so that's actually the finished unit, and that is the way it sits.
You would need to turn it up.
You know.
You'd need to turn it over.
Every so often, well, you do that with most of that type of anyway, but the wicks are wet. Let's see whether it actually works.
So you'd have to turn it over.
Why?
Practically, because the wicks don't dangle to the bottom of the tube.
Yes.
Yeah,
it could do probably with long wicks, but that's what I said with this sort of ilk we do. But let's have a look at the unit before we rubbish it.
Oh, okay.
Does help when it's switched on. So it is producing quite well. Quite a lot of taste in there as well, to be fair. Quite a lot of production there. A slightly tighter draw than what you expect, but it's not sucking a golf ball through a straw. It is just a firm draw. It does seem to work. The only thing that does concern me, as Julie has rightly pointed out, is it is rather a short wick on there. In fact, I doubt you'll even be able to pick them up, to be fair. Which means that they stand a very good chance of they're going to go dry. So with this one, a quick turn like that will cure that. It is 5 click on, 5 click off. I'm quite impressed, to be fair. It is a new way of thinking, to be fair.
Yeah.
I mean, when they said, we've got this, would you like to see it? I was like, what the?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't mind if I do. I say it's not available at the moment, to my knowledge. No one else has got them. At the moment, they are a brand spanking new product.
Brand spanking new concept. But once you get into the habit of tipping it every time you take a vape, you don't have to stand there shaking it, but just tilt it.
With the distance involved between the wick there getting up, it burning, atomizing in the coil and going up, you would expect a cold draw on there because of the distance travelled. But in reality, I'm not getting that. It's just warm, not hot, but it's not noticeably cold, which is kind of odd and unexpected. No dryness, taste, and production. I am quite impressed actually for someone to have come up with that design.
Yeah.
Like I say, until you got the top on, you'd think it would be like that, but it isn't. It's like that. That's odd. And I do like the way the unit has been made. From the fluted bit from the tank to the actual battery itself. So it does look smooth line. It's easy to carry. It is bottom heavy, but then the opposite side of that is most tanks are top heavy on the Ego type batteries. Well, they all are, let's be honest.
So plonk it on the desk. Let's have a look.
And it'll sit quite nicely. Just watch it doesn't go on there.
There we go.
On its own, because the weight's at the bottom. So it makes it more stable. Obviously I'm holding it here, so it's not things. Rather than being on the top, where it's slightly tilt, and the weight, obviously gravity takes effects and it goes down. So I'm actually pretty impressed with that, to be fair. I wouldn't say sceptical, that would be the wrong word. I was intrigued as to how it was going to actually operate when I first heard about it. And as I said, I was expecting the draw to be cold. It isn't. It's not unpleasant at all. It's, you know, it's not cold. It's not boiling hot, but it is not cold.
Right, the starter kit comes when it's available, obviously. The Elit Pro tank, or the Elit Pro tank.
Elit Pro.
Elit Pro. Okay, the Elit Pro.
E-liquid Pro tank. So Elit Pro.
Mm.
That's what I say.
Okay.
Did I just raspberry to our viewers?
Yes, you
Sorry.
Yeah. It's got 2 coil heads, which you've seen.
Yep.
An Elit Pro battery.
Da, 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 da.
2 mouthpieces.
Well, there's one. I don't need the other one on there because I only can use one.
Yeah. No, unless you're an alien. 2 mouthpieces, 1 USB charger, 1 wall charger, 1 in one bottle. Wherever. Is there a bottle?
No.
Oh.
No, there's no bottle in the kit, but then don't forget that this isn't.
This
is from the
isn't-
manufacturer.
Yeah,
Yes.
this isn't the vendor thingy. And the gift box. Gift boxy. Oh, and your instructions.
I must admit, I'm well impressed. I really am. I think that is an absolutely outstanding design concept. It's pure taste. I'm not getting any dryness at all from it, which is what I thought it may do.
Yeah.
But like I say, when or if they're stocked in the UK, just make sure you turn it upside down every few tokes, and that will ensure the finished product may even have longer wicks on it. But for the purposes of this one, obviously it hasn't. It's got the short ones. I think that's a really good design and a really good device.
Yeah, innovative.
Yes,
Sleek.
it is.
It's very sleek looking. Remember the days when we first started vaping? When you first started vaping, all of two plus years ago, things were
Still up with the carts then.
things were very rugged then, weren't
Yeah. Yeah, now they're very elegant.
Yeah.
Or getting that way. Yep, well impressed with that. So that's the Elit Pro. It's not available in the UK yet, or anywhere else for that matter. You can track them down if you're clever from various websites around the world, but be careful. As I say, we got this one direct from the manufacturer, so they're not widely available yet. It's up to you. I think it's absolutely brilliant.
Okay.
Alright, and I think we shall...
Is that a glass tank or a Perspex tank? Perspex. Okay.
I think we'll wind that one up.
Yeah.
I shall leave you with that one. As we say, for this one, don't forget to find us on Twitter and subscribe. But from us, the Vapor Miss, Andy and Julie, Mr. and Mrs. Road Dog UK.
It's a good night, good day, good afternoon, guten Tag.
You forgot morning.
Oh, good morning.
Depending on where in the world you are.
Okay. See you, bye.